Good afternoon. This is All India Radio and I am Valsa Williams with the Midday News. The headlines. Prime Minister Narendra Modi to hold several bilateral meetings with world leaders today in Buenos Aires. Brisk polling recorded in the sixth phase of panchayat polls in Jammu and Kashmir. CBI files charge sheet against Congress leaders Bhupinder Singh Hooda, Motilal, Vora and Associated Journals Limited (AJL) in the National Herald case. Union Home Minister Rajnath to inaugurate 19th Hornbill Festival in Nagaland today. The Border Security Force is celebrating its 54th Raising Day. Former American President George H.W. Bush passes away at the age of 94. And United Kingdom Science Minister Sam Gyimah resigns, dubbing Theresa May's Brexit deal as naive. Prime Minister Narendra Modi is to hold several bilateral meetings with world leaders today before wrapping up his Argentina visit. The BRICS leaders, including Prime Minister Narendra Modi, met in an informal meeting on the sidelines of the G20 summit last night. The BRICS countries reiterated their commitment to working together to strengthen multilateralism and promote a fair, just, equitable, democratic and representative international order. In a joint statement, the BRICS nations deplored continued terrorist attacks. They urged concerted efforts to counter terrorism under the UN auspices on a firm international legal basis. More from our correspondent.
Prime Minister Narendra Modi will start the day in Buenos Aires in a breakfast meeting with the Argentine President. The Prime Minister is also slated to meet the German Chancellor, Presidents of South Africa and France, among others, before wrapping up his visit. Last night, Mr. Modi attended several meetings with world leaders and reaffirmed India's commitment to globalization and reform multilateralism, as well as to fight against terrorism. In an informal BRICS meeting, Prime Minister termed terrorism and radicalism are the threat to the world. Addressing the first session of the G20 summit, he highlighted various flagship schemes which are undertaken to modernize economy and promote inclusive growth. On the other hand, the Prime Minister also took part in very positive Japan, America, India and Russia-India-China trilateral meetings. All the leaders agreed to work together for global peace and prosperity. With joy, this is Manas Pratim Sharma, AIR News, Buenos Aires.
In Jammu and Kashmir, polling for the sixth phase of panchayat election, which began at 8 a.m. amid stringent security arrangements, was going on smoothly when reports last came in. The polling is scheduled to conclude at 2 p.m. The elections are being held in 9 phases across the state. In Jammu division, polling started on a brisk note, with people standing in queues at many places. The highest voter turnout has been recorded in central Kashmir's Ganderbal district. The polling is underway in 7 districts of Kashmir Valley. In the sixth phase polling, 111 sarpanches and 1,048 panches have been elected unopposed, while voting is taking place on the remaining 406 sarpanch and 2,277 panch seats, for which 7,156 candidates are in the fray. The counting of votes will begin immediately after the polling. More from our correspondent.
Brisk polling was reported from poll-bound areas falling in 9 districts of Jammu division, with over 60% electorate having cast their votes by 12. In border district of Poonch, nearly 69% polling was recorded by 12, followed by 67% polling in Jammu district. Nearly 66% voters had cast their votes in Udhampur district. Over 63% polling was recorded in Ramban and Kutwa districts, while in Riyasi district, over 53% electorate had cast their votes. R.K. Rana, AR News, Jammu.
The Central Bureau of Investigation, CBI, filed a charge sheet against former Haryana Chief Minister Bhupinder Singh Hooda, Congress leader Motilal Vora and Associated Journals Limited (AJL) in the National Herald case. The case was filed in a special CBI court in Panchkula for alleged illegal reallotment of land to AJL in 2005. As per the allegations, an industrial plot at Panchkula was illegally reallotted to AJL, reportedly controlled by senior Congress leaders through Young India Limited. AJL is the publisher of the National Herald newspaper. The Border Security Force, BSF, the sentinels of Indian borders with Pakistan and Bangladesh, is celebrating its 54th Raising Day today. Minister of State for Home, Kiren Rijiju, attended the main ceremony at Chawla Camp in New Delhi. He inspected the parade and took the salute. In his address, Mr. Rijiju lauded the efforts of the BSF. He said,
अग्रणी भूमिका निभाते हुए आप अंगदान, पर्यावरण सुरक्षा और आपदा राहत प्रबंधन जैसे कार्यों को भी कुशलता से अंजाम दे रहे हैं। इससे न सिर्फ सीमावासियों में बल्कि देश में रह रहे हर नागरिक में आपके प्रति विश्वास की भावना और मजबूत हुए हैं।
The minister said the country is heading towards digitalization. He said everyone, including the forces and its personnel, should take benefit of the IT revolution. Mr. Rijiju said personnel of the forces should be alert while using social media. Vice President and Home Minister have greeted all personnel of the Border Security Force and their families on the Raising Day. Saluting the mighty border sentinels, Information and Broadcasting Minister Colonel Rajyavardhan Rathore said, in every aspect of their work, BSF Jawans have lived up to their motto of Jeevan Paryant Kartavya, duty unto death. The Defence Acquisitions Council, chaired by Defence Minister Nirmala Sitharaman, today accorded approval for acquisition of defence equipment worth 3,000 crore rupees. The Council granted approval for procurement of indigenous BrahMos missiles for 2 Indian naval ships to be built in Russia. The indigenously designed BrahMos missile is a tested and proven supersonic cruise missile and will form the primary weapon on board these ships. The Defence Acquisitions Council also approved the procurement of Armoured Recovery Vehicles, ARVs, for the Indian Army's main battle tank Arjun. The ARVs are designed and developed by the DRDO and will be manufactured by Bharat Earth Movers Limited, BEML. Defence Minister Nirmala Sitharaman has appealed to people of the country to participate in the Armed Forces Week 2018, which is beginning today and will conclude on the 7th of this month. In a video message, Ms. Sitharaman said India marks the Armed Forces Flag Day on the 7th of December every year, and this year it will be the 70th Armed Forces Flag Day. She said the armed forces are the pride of the nation and it is the duty of the citizens to honour their bravery and sacrifice. The Defence Minister called upon people to show support to the soldiers by wearing the Armed Forces flag and celebrating the Armed Forces Week 2018 with enthusiasm. Information and Broadcasting Minister Colonel Rajyavardhan Rathore has urged people to donate to the Armed Forces Flag Day Fund and stand by the families of the martyrs. This is All India Radio giving you the news. For quick news updates round the clock, follow us on our Twitter handle at AIR News Alerts. You can also log on to our website newsonair.nic.in. In poll-bound Telangana and Rajasthan, top leaders of all major political parties are taking the electioneering a notch higher, with only 5 days left for campaigning. In Telangana, the top leaders of all major parties, including the BJP, Congress, TRS and others, are hitting the roads to reach out to people and seek their support for their party candidates. Central ministers and senior leaders of the BJP are lining up to campaign in the state, while the Congress senior leaders are taking up electioneering in support of the Prajakutami candidates. A report.
Chhattisgarh Chief Minister Raman Singh has reached Telangana to campaign for BJP candidate at Bhadrachalam. Will also visit Ellareddy and Khairitabad constituencies later today. Central Minister Jewel Oram is also touring in Asifabad. Will also address rallies at Manchiryal, Ellendu and Kottagudem. CPIM Politburo member Brinda Karat is scheduled to take up a roadshow in Hyderabad this afternoon, seeking vote for her party candidate. TDP President Chandrababu Naidu has undertaken a roadshow in Rajendra Nagar and Kukatpalli constituencies in Hyderabad. Lakshmi, AIR News, Hyderabad.
In Rajasthan, the main parties BJP and Congress have deputed many central leaders to lead the election campaign. BJP President Amit Shah is addressing a series of meetings today in the state. Addressing a rally in Falodi, Mr. Shah said that the centre is working for welfare of every section of society, especially for farmers and women. Mr. Shah will also address rallies at Balotra and Baitu of Barmer district and will do roadshow in Barmer. On the other hand, Congress President Rahul Gandhi accused the BJP of unemployment and poor condition of farmers. Addressing a political rally at Bhilwara, he alleged that farmers and youth are facing huge problems. Union Minister Sushma Swaraj, Smriti Irani, Colonel Rajyavardhan Rathore, Prakash Javadekar, along with state leaders, are heading the election campaign of the BJP. Senior Congress leaders Navjot Singh Sidhu, Bhupinder Singh Hooda and Raj Babbar are scheduled to address public meetings at various places across the state. Today is World AIDS Day. The day provides an opportunity for people worldwide to unite in the fight against HIV, to show support for people living with HIV, and to commemorate those who have died from an AIDS-related illness. In a function on World AIDS Day in New Delhi today, Minister of State for Health and Family Welfare Anupriya Patel said the government is leaving no stone unturned to achieve the target of making India AIDS-free by 2030.
HIV/AIDS, ending the epidemic by 2030. The government of India is leaving no stone unturned to make sure that we achieve our targets in many of the countries across the world. The funding resources for HIV/AIDS program, the government of India is not just fully funding this program, but is even committed to increasing the resource envelope in accordance with the needs of this program.
Union Home Minister Rajnath Singh will inaugurate the 19th Hornbill Festival at Kisama village near state capital Kohima in Nagaland today. Additional Director of the State Tourism Department, Akhale Vizol, said Nagaland Governor P.B. Acharya will be the chief host, while U.S. Ambassador to India Kenneth I. Juster has been invited as the guest of honour. The Nagaland government has earmarked 5 crore rupees for the festival, which will culminate on December the 10th. Former American President George H.W. Bush passed away at the age of 94 in Houston. He is survived by 5 children, 17 grandchildren, 8 great-grandchildren and 2 siblings. Bush, who served as the 41st President of the United States, died yesterday. The last veteran of World War II to serve as President, he was a consummate public servant and a statesman who helped guide the nation and the world out of a 4-decade Cold War that had carried the threat of nuclear annihilation. United Kingdom Science Minister Sam Gyimah has resigned, saying a row over the involvement in EU's Galileo satellite navigation system exposes Theresa May's Brexit deal as naive. According to a BBC report, the UK wanted to stay part of Galileo after Brexit, but the European Union said it would be banned from the extra secure elements of the programme. Ms May confirmed yesterday that the UK was pulling out of the project. Mr Gyimah is the 10th minister to resign from the government since Ms May set out her original proposals for leaving the EU at Chequers in July. In Men's Hockey World Cup, the Netherlands will take on Malaysia at 5 p.m, while Germany will face Pakistan at 7 p.m. in the 2 Pool D matches in Bhubaneswar today. After making a perfect start to their campaign by beating South Africa 5-0, India will play its next Group C match against Belgium tomorrow. Yesterday in Pool B, Australia began their title defence with a 2-1 win over Ireland in their first encounter. In the other match, 18th-ranked China gave the first upset of the tournament as they held world number 7 England to a 2-2 draw. And now, before we end the bulletin, the headlines once again. Prime Minister Narendra Modi to hold several bilateral meetings with world leaders today in Buenos Aires. Brisk polling recorded in the 6th phase of panchayat polls in Jammu and Kashmir. CBI files charge sheet against Congress leaders Bhupinder Singh Hooda, Motilal Vora and Associated Journals Limited AJL in the National Herald case. Union Home Minister Rajnath Singh to inaugurate 19th Hornbill Festival in Nagaland today. The Border Security Force is celebrating its 54th Raising Day. Former American President George H.W. Bush passes away at the age of 94. And United Kingdom Science Minister Sam Gyimah resigns, dubbing Theresa May's Brexit deal as naive. For details of these stories and more, log on to our website www.newsonair.nic.in. And with that, we end the Midday News.